Get into the Titans-Bengals game. It'll just be me fucking pulling Jim Beam fire shots.
Let me make a drink. Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Views from Section 400 podcast. I am your host, Brian Hauk. I am here with my co-hosts, Matthew Cullen and Jack Albanese. We are here because we love sports. We love talking about sports, and we are the guys up in Section 400. We're going to give you the takes of the common man, and that's what we're here to do. So if you like what you hear, leave a comment below. We'll talk more about us. All right, today is Friday. Every Friday show, we'll go through every single game on the NFL slate, give you our take on every game, give you our favorite bets, hope to make you some coin. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First game we got the London game, the Toy Story game. Got Jack's Jags taking on the Falcons. Jags favored by 3 points. London's team, they've played in the most out of any NFL team. Kick it right to you, Jack. Your team, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, Brian. So when we did this last week, I know I went in there and I said there's no way that Trevor Lawrence and the Jags lose to Stroud and the Texans. There's no shot that the Texans beat us at home this week. And that's exactly what happened at home too. So that would be my same exact mindset going into this week facing Desmond Ritter, but I can't say it again. I can't say it again. We just got beat at home with me under that mindset. So the only thing I really do like in this game is the under. And so I will be betting the under for sure. And then, me as the delusional Jags fan, I'll be throwing the money line in there too as a parlay. So under 43.5 and Jags money line on FanDuel. Last I checked, parlays for plus 183. That's where my money will be on this game.
Some people like to call it the Lunder,
Yeah, the
the
London,
little London under.
dude. It's a
The
it's a
London
it's an
under.
early game. The bodies aren't ready for it. It's an early game, and I don't think everybody's as explosive as they could be. So yeah, we're going with under.
Yeah, I think you hit it right there. I mean, nobody's really prepared kind of going into London. I know they spend a couple days there to kick off the week and learn about the area. The Jags should obviously be extremely familiar with London as it seems like they play there every year. But yeah, I mean, a little bit of a shit show game here. The Jags not off to the hottest start. The Falcons 2-1, probably a fake 2-1 if you had asked me. If I had to go with a bet here, I think I kind of like Evan Ingram over 40 yards. I know the Falcons defense is somewhat competent. If I can recall correctly, I think Ingram had a decent London game last year. And I don't know. I mean, 40 just seems like a solid number. I think the Jags kind of get into a little rhythm here, being more familiar with London. So I'm probably going to go Ingram over 40 yards on the player prop. I would probably sprinkle some Jags money line in there too, just because they're more familiar. I know it's kind of neutral site. If I had to drop something, I'd probably go Ingram over 40 receiving yards and Jags money line. So I will hop on the delusion train too, Jack.
Appreciate that, Matt.
You spoke about Evan Ingram and the tight end. I'm like the other tight end in this game, Kyle Pitts. The last time he was in London, Falcons took a game from the Jets. Kyle Pitts had 9 catches for 119 yards, and he scored one of his 3 career touchdowns in London. So, I mean, I'm
Could be
liking
a big
Pitts
day.
for the only reason that, he likes the turf over there and across the pond.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That was his rookie year, maybe like week 5, week 6, a couple weeks into the season. I'm a big fantasy guy. When he was coming out, he was a big tight end pickup. That was legitimately the only week during his rookie season you could use him. I mean, every other week he was just an absolute flop. So only time he got a touchdown, but yeah, nobody's used Cal Pitts anymore. I'm about to drop him from the league. So all
Free
right,
my
let's
guy.
move on to the next game.
Yeah, this one's an early bet for game of the year. We got the Dolphins taking on the Bills in Buffalo. Dolphins coming off their 70-point spanking of the Broncos, who we'll get to them later, but that team's just a shit show. The Bills, of course, coming off their own spanking. They killed the Commanders on the road. Dolphins are actually underdogs in this game, +3. Line makers like in Buffalo here at home. Some lines of note: Tua, 271.5 passing yards. Josh Allen right there at 268. Tyreek and Diggs both in the 80s on their over-unders. I think this game's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have this probably on the TV instead of Red Zone in the first slate of games. Colin, what are
Uh,
you thinking here?
I mean, Brian, you're Mr. Over, dude. Are you taking the over here, or is this a trap over?
I mean, it's probably a trap, but I'm going to be
it's a
slamming the over.
trap.
It's got to be a trap, right?
Uh,
53 and a half
It-
seems. I mean, it's
how
high, but for this game,
If
what do
it
we
was
think?
if it was a month later, maybe, but Buffalo's not that cold yet. Like the Dolphins will be fine. It's going to be a lot.
Matt, I hate to be Matt and Hauk, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think this is a trap under.
Trap under.
Yeah, I'm telling you to bet the under, not the over. I think, 53.5 in a divisional game, especially an AFC East divisional game. I don't like that. I don't like how high that line is. I think this game's gonna go under. I think the Bills are gonna take care of business at home. I think everybody's riding high on the fact that the Dolphins just put up a 70 burger last week. They're getting plus money now. They're getting plus three. No,
There's
I'm
a
not.
reason for that.
I'm
Vegas,
telling you.
Vegas doesn't miss.
It's going to be the Bills and it's going to be an under, and people are going to be disappointed.
Now, to be fair, though, the Bills are coming off a blowout win as well.
They are.
So, there isn't an angle to take there. The only angle you can take is look, the Dolphins just scored a shit ton of points. Are they going to keep it up? Oh, they looked unstoppable. Here they come again. But in Buffalo, tough atmosphere. We're not in mid-November, December where it's, fucking freezing your fucking nuts off weather, but big atmosphere. Josh Allen plays very well in Buffalo. We'll see what this is more of a, for me looking at it, is this is a are the Dolphins for real game. If they come in, show up, win the game, you got to take them serious. And not that you don't take them serious right now, but I think you guys know what I mean. This is
I do.
kind of their first are the Dolphins for real, and I think we'll find out a lot about their team this weekend.
So, what are the
Yep.
official plays here?
Official picks. Well, I guess Brian and I were getting pretty amped up on the over. You kind of put a little damper in that. So
Hey, we
I
can keep
probably
separate.
no, I'll probably stay away from that. I do see what you're saying there. I what did we say last week? Diggs was at 72 and a half and he won 100. Like, dude, just give me Diggs over 80 again. Hit the iron while it's hot. Don't fix what's not broken. Give me Diggs over 80 yards.
Okay. How? What's your official pick for this one?
I got a little two-piece parlay going here.
Okay.
Not involving the over, believe it or not. So last week I went to the well with James Cook, anytime touchdown. He had the kid. He got hawked down at the one. Very sad. This
Oof.
week he is getting in that end zone. Give me James Cook
Wow.
anytime touchdown. And
Wow.
a little nugget for you here. Tua in his career against the Buffalo Bills is 1-4. Josh Allen against the Dolphins 8-2.
Mm,
Give me Buffalo -3. James Cook anytime touchdown.
You're taking
lock
the
it in.
points. You're taking the points.
I'm taking
Okay.
the points.
You know what? I'm gonna give you Bills money line and the under 53.5. So I think we're all in the same ballpark here. I hope James Cook scores, gets in the end zone. I have him on a
He's
fantasy.
getting in there. He's got to get in there.
So Hauk's trying to fix what is broken. So you've got all our picks. You've got all our picks on that one. That should be a great game to watch.
It really should. Probably going to be the game of the weekend if we're thinking about it, at least on paper. Obviously, anything can happen, but probably game of the weekend here.
They don't have Toy Story characters running around, so that's not going to help them. But we go from game of the weekend to this game. Got the Steelers in Houston taking on the Texans. Over under set at 41.5. Steelers 3-point favorites on the road. Anything from either of you on this one?
What do you got, Jack?
The Texans just dismantled my Jags last week in a very, very ugly game for the Jags. So Houston, give them some credit. Their defense made some plays. The Jags had plenty of drops and miscommunications, but their defense made some plays. Their special teams made some plays. I mean, that freaking kick return touchdown was just ridiculous, but Stroud balled. So it's things like that help your team win games. Having said that, the Jags have no pass rush. They were putting zero pressure on Stroud and that offense. He was picking them apart. Tank Dell was going for long, wide open catches. TJ Watt and this defensive line are going to crush the Texans this week. I think that Pittsburgh wins this one on the road. I only want to take a look at some sack props. If I can get them over 4.5 sacks, I think I'm going to take that line for sure.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think this is a big Steelers defense game. I can see the Steelers having a monster get today, and for whatever reason, some's telling me maybe the Texans keep it super close, maybe eke out a win. If I had to make a pick for the game, I still, I think it's a total shit show game. Probably not going to watch it. I don't even think I have fantasy implications in this game, so this is just going to be a come and go game. Probably not going to bet on it. Maybe a player prop here too, but the one I like is Tank Dell over 45 yards. I know he's been having a strong year. Seems to have good camaraderie and chemistry with CJ Stroud. If I had to go with a pick, I'd probably go Tank Dell over 45 yards. And I think you bring up a great point. If you can get the Steelers at 4.5 or 5.5 on the over on total sacks, I think that's something you have to consider.
Tank Dell averaging over 16 yards per catch this year. So you only need 3 to hit that number.
Only need 3. And like I said, he's shown some really strong chemistry with CJ Stroud. Stroud looks like he loves to sling it. They look like, the coordinators like to let him air the ball out and throw it a shit ton. Probably going to be down in this game if I had to guess. I don't think Dameon Pierce has been great this year. Give me Tank Dell. And like Jack said, I think you have to look at some sack props.
I can't believe I'm defending a former Florida player right now, but I don't necessarily think it's Dameon Pierce's fault. That offensive line is decimated for the Texans, and that's exactly why I think the Steelers defense is going to feast them and on Stroud this week. They are missing a lot of guys up front. I'm just gonna come to bat for Dameon Pierce real quick. Just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, I think we said it. Bullshit game. Hope it comes and goes, and we don't have to deal with it anymore. But yeah, I think next game we got what, Rams and Colts.
Yeah, speaking of, I was gonna say speaking of bullshit games, but no, go ahead. You got an interesting take here.
Yeah, I do. I think a lot of people are hyped up on the Rams. I think people are going to be fired up. I haven't seen the latest injury report. I think Anthony Richardson's on track to play.
Yep, he's been in practice.
Look out for him to come in. A little bit of a statement game here for him. I think the Colts are what, 2-1 if I'm not wrong.
They're 2-1, yeah.
They're 2-1.
Last week won to my Jags, and then they just won 2 straight. Big upset win in Baltimore last week.
There's a reason the Colts are favored this weekend, and I'll leave it at that. Look out for Shane Steichen or Steichen. Look out for him to maybe pull a little trickery out here. Open the playbook a little bit. Get creative. Get Michael Pittman going. Team's not great, but it's solid. And I think there's a reason they're favored here. They are at home, probably taking the under here. But other than that, I think the Colts money line could be a sneaky play.
Yeah. So my take on this, I also have the Colts money line. If I have to make a play, I probably won't play on this one though. I thought the Rams looked really good their first 2 weeks. Even though they lost week 2 to the Niners, a lot of people lose to the Niners. The Rams still look good. Last week, they against the Bengals on primetime, they looked like last year's Rams where they couldn't do anything on offense. The Colts, on the other hand, their defense has looked incredible through 3 weeks. And realistically, they could have beaten the Jags week 1. They could be a 3-0 team right now. I'm definitely taking the Colts in this one.
But Brian, it sounds like you have an interesting take here with possibly a little nugget.
I'll give you something. Matthew Stafford in 4 career games against the Colts, 2-2, so nothing special there. But he has averaged 2.5 touchdowns a game there. Maybe a little play on the. I know FanDuel likes to set their lines at the 1.5 passing touchdowns. Not sure what the juice is there. Might not be a great line, but I think that's worth a flyer there.
I think that's worth a look. Give me the Colts money line, and I'll meet you at the cash counter.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, let's get a little Adam Thielen revenge game going here.
Yeah,
Vikings Panthers. Take it away, bro.
We got an Adam Thielen revenge game with the 0-3 Minnesota Vikings taking on Adam Thielen's Carolina Panthers. Vikings are favored in this one, only 3.5. Kirk Cousins looks like the bad Kirk Cousins. The Netflix quarterback documentary. I thought he was going to be big this year after that fame, but might need to put on the gold chains again or something, but something's not right in Minnesota. Carolina
No.
hasn't been much better, but I mean, I don't know what to do about this game either.
Well, Carolina's at home, and I think their defense is somewhat solid, but their offense is abysmal. Is that a fair take?
So I actually, that is what I had thought, especially after last season and then through 3 weeks of this season. But looking at the stats, yeah, at least, especially last week, if you look at it last week, it was the defense that let them down.
Hmm.
An offense led by Andy Dalton, who had to throw the ball close to 60 times or something like that. It was the defense who let Seattle put up, I believe, 29, or maybe they hit
Oh, that final was 37-27. So,
37 points.
which is, yeah,
I mean, that's on the defense. You gotta believe
definitely.
that. Having said that, I think the Panthers are a little bit better than people give them credit for. And the Vikings just keep finding ways to lose games. So I like Panthers plus 4.5 here. I think having said that, the Vikings, if they go down 0-4 here, that's it. I
I
mean,
mean, at 0-3, they're already in full panic, full panic mode. I think so. If you got Panthers plus 4.5, I don't know if I'm comfortable taking minus 3.5 or minus 4.5 for the Vikings, but if the money line for the Vikings is under minus 200, like if it's like minus 180, minus 175, like I think this is a must win for the Vikings. It absolutely is.
I think it's minus 200 flat.
Minus 200 flat. You can get something interesting with a parlay going there. Maybe you drop some points, get minus 2.5 for the Vikings, get it under. But like I said, dude, it's panic time. It's you got to win this game, or you're either looking to trade Kirk Cousins or fucking 0-4. You're rattled.
How you want to step in real quick, or you want me to say my take?
Well, I got a quick nugget. Only one team has ever made the playoffs after starting 0-4. So it is danger time for the Vikings
Pretty
over
close
there.
to a must win if I say so.
I know you came prepared with that 0-4 stat, but let me ask you came prepared with this one. If the Vikings lose this game and drop to 0-4, their next 3 games, they have Kansas City, Chicago, and San Francisco. They are not beating KC or San Francisco. I'll tell you that right now. They
Nope.
can beat Chicago. They can beat the 0-3 Bears. I'll give them that, but they are not beating KC or San Francisco. So they're going 1-2 at best. They drop this game to the Panthers. They start 1-6. They go into week 7. They're 1-6. They go on a short week into Lambeau week 8. That's not an easy game either.
Kirk Cousins will be a New York Jet.
I
That's what I'm hearing.
truly think if they don't win
Yeah,
this game, they should trade them.
they have. Yeah, why would you hold on to them?
Why? Get
Fucking
their defense is non-existent.
horrible. Yeah,
Non-existent. It's just
dude.
non-existent. It's the worst defense in the league, honestly.
Might be a slight hot take. You lose this game, and I think you trade Kirk Cousins and fucking lose every single game rest of the year and fucking grab Caleb Williams. I know
I
they probably won't do that, but
I wrote that down in my notes, man. They lose this game, might as well tank for him. Why not?
might as well. Why not?
Trade Kirk Cousins to the Jets, see what he can do. Probably won't win a Super Bowl.
Probably get a pretty decent haul for him too.
Yeah, I mean, if the Jets really want to win a Super Bowl this year, yeah, probably.
Right.
But come next season when Rodgers is back, that's a hell of a night to deal with. The
Create
Jets,
some controversy for sure. You got anything else on that, Brian? You good to roll into the next game because we got probably another shit show up next.
Yeah, another not so great game here. But it is Jameis Winston's revenge game.
It is a
is,
divisional matchup game as well.
We got the
is he
Saints taking on the
playing
Bucks.
or is
Yeah.
Carr gonna play?
No, their car is he's in the shadow realm or something. I don't know what happened to him, but
He's confirmed out.
he is out. He's week to week and he's not playing this week.
Okay.
So what do we got? I'm correct. Didn't it's still Jameis on the Saints? That's what we're talking about here.
Yep.
Yep.
Jameis on the
Yeah,
Saints.
Yes.
Jameis
Yes.
on the Saints.
Revenge
Oh
game against
God,
his former team, the Bucks.
what a shit show, dude.
Yep, Jameis and Baker. Who would have thought? taking
Yeah.
on each other in a divisional
So
matchup.
just to give you my take on this one, it is gross, like you said. I think that top to bottom, the Saints are the better team. I think their defense is super legit. And if you look at the past matchups, I know they were very fun, low scoring games. Even with Tom Brady on the Bucks, I think this divisional game will be an under game. And I think the Saints will take this as tradition shows. You know, the under and the Saints is traditionally what goes on in these kinds of games. That's what I'm going to ride with. I'm going to ride with history.
I think we have two pretty solid defenses here. Offense might have some star talent with some, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Mike Evans over for the Bucks, Godwin. The Bucks defense hasn't looked horrible. Saints defense, like you said, has been relatively solid. I think the under could be a sneaky play here. The Bucks have been good. They just played the reigning NFC champs, which didn't look great at home, but I might take the Bucks +3 here. I was the only one out of anybody I ever talked to that was on the Bucks +4 week 1 when they went to Minnesota and won outright. They haven't let me down. I'm gonna roll Bucks +3.
Well, we might both win that one. What do you got for us?
I mean, I like the under.
Yeah.
The only issue is there might be 27 interceptions in this game, so it's going to create a lot of short fields. But yeah, I think the under's the play here.
Yeah.
Under and the defenses are good for both the quarterbacks being mediocre at best.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of run plays in this one. I think both teams are going to try and be pretty conservative and lean on their defenses, and I think this is going to be an under game. I think the only way it's not is, like Houck said, defensive touchdowns, Raheed Shaheed punt return touchdowns, some shit like that,
There's going to be some nonsense that goes on in this one.
Definitely a nonsense game.
Always. Dude, divisional games, always
nonsense. I think all three of us are pretty confident on the under here.
All right. Well, next we got your Birds taking on the Commanders.
Best game of the week by far. Yeah, totally. But yeah, no. Everybody's like Eagles on the short week, coming off. Can you call 25-11 a blowout? Consider it on the side of a blowout over not, maybe not quite the blowout, but Eagles on the short week, like I said. Commanders got blown out. Maybe they got a little bit of juice. I'm not confident in Sam Howell. I'm not confident in their O-line, and I'm not confident in their defense. Eagles have the way better defense, way better offense, way better roster. I don't know where to lean on the over-under here because the Eagles could win this game like 28-9 or 24-9. I do think they win by 2 touchdowns. I'm confident in taking the Eagles even all the way up to -9.5. Give me Birds -9.5. Probably get plus money on that. Give me Hurts over 230 passing yards. I think I think he airs it out a little bit. Like I said, not confident in the Commanders' defense. I think the Eagles keep rolling here. They get to 4-0 pretty easily. Keep trying to hunt down the division here because of the fraudulent Cowboys losing last week, which was awesome. So give me the Birds -9.5. I'll even dabble on Hurts over 230 passing yards.
All right. So that's coming from your delusional Eagles fan firm views as second run.
Dude, I think I'm not scared of the Commanders at all.
I'm gonna be your voice of reason, people. I'm just actually, let me rephrase that. I'm just here to scare you. I'm gonna tell you a little story. So last year, I believe the Eagles were something like 7, 8, 9-0.
They're 8-0. They're 8-0. And it's a Monday night game. This is 1 o'clock. This is 1 o'clock.
Prime time, baby. Prime time. And nobody thought the Eagles were going to lose that game. I'm pretty sure I had them on my survivor pick. I had a whole bunch of money on them. And they dropped that game like flies, dude. For that reason, I am not touching the winner, the spread, anything on that. I know I'm hitting a lot of unders today, but I'm going with the under on this game too. That's
telling you, Eagles. I like the under too, but I think the Eagles win like 24-9 or 24 or 28-9. It's a 1 o'clock game. Commanders aren't coming ready to play. It's in Philly, 1 o'clock. If it was a primetime game, maybe you got a case. I'm not scared at all here. Give me the Birds -9.5. Biased or not, I don't give a fuck.
All right.
They're fucking going to be fine tomorrow. Jalen Carter over 4.5 sacks.
Are we still in?
No, but
Alec, what do you got?
I'm feeling confident.
Yeah, let me just queue up something real quick here.
What are you queuing up a parlay on the game?
Give me Brian Robinson, 3-time touchdown scorer. He's scoring them all. Commanders money line. Birds go down at home. Bang.
That was brutal. I don't think you have anything there. Money line?
We're split, boys.
Fucking mind.
3-time tutty and the money line.
All right, so here's our donation of the week, Brian Houck.
Hail to the Commanders, baby.
Oh my lord!
Oh, really?
Oh my lord! I think this is worse than me. This is worse than me last week putting the Bills on upset alert. I think
the Buffalo Bills in Maryland taking on the Washington Commanders. The maybe soon to be not alert. Washington Commanders.
Upset alert! Upset alert! I think it is.
I mean, I'm going to use a quote from you here.
Dude. Oh, my gosh. That was hilarious. What was the final score over there in Buffalo?
38-3 or 37-3.
7-3. Yeah.
I didn't pick the Commanders, though. Brian's picking the Commanders. I just put the Bills on upset alert. He is fucking picking them outright here.
Hail to the Commanders.
Brian Robinson going for 3 tutties.
And 3 touchdowns.
I mean, 3 tutties.
What are the odds on that?
It doesn't matter. They can give them fucking 1,000,000 to 1. It's not hitting.
Oh, it's fucking hitting. Meet me at the
cash. I don't know. You just spoke it into existence. I might have to sprinkle on it now.
Good. I hope both y'all sprinkle on it.
One other small thing about this game: the Eagle.
Real quick though. Why don't you just Venmo me over the money for the bets and I'll place it for you guys?
Will you?
It's not happening.
Yeah, well, I'll make sure I get it in.
All right, at plus 2,500.
Whatever it is, I'll make sure I get it in.
Beautiful. I'll let you know what it is.
But what do you got, Brian?
One other small thing about this game: the Eagle from Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn will be flying around before kickoff. So a little collab there. So we even got the little infiltrated spies coming in from Auburn to put the Eagle on upset alert.
War Eagle, baby.
The Auburn stink. The Auburn funk. Oh no.
Well,
whatever. Yep. I'm still confident. Don't love that comment though, but I'm still confident. We're not even discussing that because of how fucking horrible it is.
Too busy. I was looking up the Brian Robinson 3 touchdown prop. It's plus 10,000.
Do they even fucking offer that? Is that
on FanDuel? It's plus 10,000.
What's the parlay with the Commanders?
Oh you want to see God. That? Who is betting that? Go ahead, send me over the Venmo. I'll make sure I get it in for you guys.
Boy, I already know if that somehow, some way hits, you ain't paying me $15K. So.
Oh, absolutely not, because I'm probably not even placing the bet.
Next question.
That's how confident I am of it not hitting. But no. In all seriousness, if that's what you guys want to take, Vegas is gonna take that money 10 out of 10 times.
I'm out on that. I have the under in this game confirmed. All right, let's
God.
Get back on track. Let's move on.
Yeah, so Broncos Bears, no one cares. Oh, it even has a little rhyme to it. There you go. Ravens Browns.
So I do have an interesting nugget about this one. So you think of these two teams, AFC North teams, you think gritty, grindy, messy games. The over has actually hit this number of 40.5 has hit in 7 of the last 10 games between these two.
I like it. I think it's a low number. The Ravens offense is solid, and the Browns can probably put up some points. And I think the over under is pretty low. So, like the over. What do you think, Jack?
I don't like this game that much.
For the over under, or just
he's saying he doesn't like the game.
Anything.
for any bets. The only thing I like, if you're a defensive guy, if you like defensive football, this is a good defensive game to watch. I know how because just talking about how the over hits. We're talking about a 40-point over. It's not much of an over. And I know damn well some of those overs are 21-20. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
We got some high scoring games in here.
touchdown or two here or there. Browns just lost Nick Chubb. Now, I know Deshaun Watson won last week, but he hasn't looked all that impressive.
Deshaun actually looks a lot better now. He doesn't have a chub.
Yeah, so coming off the win for the Browns, even though Deshaun Watson looked a little bit better, I'm still not totally impressed with that offense. The defense, on the other hand, love the defense. I think they're probably a top 3 unit in the league right now. And the Ravens, I'm not slighting the Colts defense at all. I think they're good as well, but the Ravens 20 on them last week. So I like the under in this game personally. I know Hal gave that stat about how 7 out of 10 went to the over. I'm still taking the under in this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty conflicted. I think I'm going to be looking at the weather report Sunday morning in Cleveland because for whatever reason, it always just seems like there's bad weather in Cleveland. I know they're
It's
right on the
Cleveland.
lake. I know they're right on the lake. It's windy, rainy. I know we have rain coming tomorrow. I don't know what that looks like in Cleveland, but if there's some rain possibly coming in, I think I'd lean under. Brian's little nugget stat definitely convincing to take the over. 40 and a half's not that much for two quarterbacks who are pretty competent in competent offenses. I don't know where to sway on this game. I don't even know if I have a bet. I probably won't touch it. The only thing I can say is if it's raining on Sunday in Cleveland, give me the under. That's the only chance I'm taking a bet on this game. But this is another one for me. I know it's a divisional game. A lot of people give a shit. I don't give a shit. So that's my take.
All right, next game up, we got the Titans taking on the Bengals, rematch of the playoffs last year. Bengals at home. Titans are 2-point dogs. Another over under that's really low at 40. Ryan Tannehill's number is at 200.5 passing yards. So that should really just shows you how bad the Titans have been offensively. Bengals coming off a big win. They might be back. What do we think here?
Yeah, I really couldn't give two shits about this game. The
Same.
the Titans lose as a Jags fan. The Bengals certainly beat a decent looking Rams team in prime time with their backs against the wall on Monday night this past week. I think the Titans offense is just absolutely abysmal unless Derrick Henry can get going and just take over a game, which is kind of hard for him to do at this stage in his career. I really don't think that they're winning many games. I don't know why they didn't do a rebuild going into the season, but I like the Bengals at home in this one, even with Joe Burrow on one leg.
Yeah, I agree. Burrow injured or not, I'm not confident in the Titans at all. I just think they're just not a good team at all. You get the Bengals at home. What are the Bengals? -2.5.
2.5.
I think that's borderline play of the weekend, dude. That just seems like an absolute total lock. I know nothing's a lock. I know Vegas always has something up their sleeve. It just seems is it too good to be true? I don't know. Again, maybe check the weather. I don't know what the weather looks like. Give me the Bengals -2.5 all day here, and I got T Higgins in fantasy. He's fucking been a little bit of a disappointment. Give me his over 57.5, just so I have something to fucking cheer about. But probably not going to pay attention to this game. Only hoping for some couple catches, some yards, and a tutty out of Higgins would be excellent.
Little small nugget at the bottom of the bag here. Derrick Henry has passed the 1,800 carries threshold for his career. That's normally when running backs start going downhill. So, he's been one of the best backs in the league. So maybe he can go against that trend. But if history is repeating itself, it's only going to be downhill from here for King Henry. I think we're all on the Bengals -2.5 as our play here. Next up, we got my personal over of the day, the Raiders at the Chargers. Over under here is 48.5. Raiders are 5.5-point dogs. Chargers defense has been absolutely atrocious. Franchise has been absolutely atrocious. I don't know why Brandon Staley still has a job. Jimmy Garoppolo and the Raiders offense, Devontae Adams, they're going to be good enough to score points. course, the Chargers can score points even with Mike Williams out. I like the over here. What do you guys think?
Chargers offense has been pretty good. Don't remember their defense being great. Love that the over under isn't over 50 or in the 50s. Love that it's in that upper 40 range. Love the over here. Probably not taking anything on the spreads or money line. Just don't trust the Chargers enough at all. But yeah, give me over 48.5. And if Keenan Allen can get going, I got him in fantasy. He's been an absolute fucking dog this year. Really fucking just an electric fantasy player, to say the least. Mike Williams done for the year. I think that just kind of opens the door, for Allen to go off. Maybe Eckler's back this weekend for the Chargers. That obviously bodes well for their offense. That has just kind of been on a steamroll here now, obviously averaging 34 points per game. Other than that, maybe take a Keenan Allen prop. Definitely probably going to take the over at 48.5. I think that's a pretty good line. Not much else to say on this. What do you got, Jack?
So I think the Raiders offense is pretty dog shit, honestly. I know they have
Hasn't been great.
I know they have Devontae Adams, who is still one of the best receivers in football, if not the best. I know Josh Jacobs was our rushing leader last year, but their offense has been bad this year, very bad. And so, that over scares me a little bit. I think that the Chargers are going to need to do the bulk of that damage, and I don't know if that comes if they don't have Austin Eckler for this game and with Mike Williams out for the year now. So I think that this over could hit. I would definitely consider betting that. But my play here, even though you can't trust them, my play here is still going to be the Chargers on the spread because I don't think that the Raiders can just simply score enough points to keep up with them.
So you're going to trust Brandon Staley and the Chargers to cover the 5.5.
I am. And, I am. And
Interesting.
Checked FanDuel before we started this thing. It's down to 4.5 now, and yeah, I'm taking 4.5. I'll take 5.5. I don't know if I would take 6.5, but I would take 5.5. Yes. See this game being 30-17, 30-20. Daniel
30-20, great for the over. 30-17, not so much.
Yeah. So, I definitely like it at 4.5 where I'm getting it on FanDuel right now. 5.5 is a little less juicy, but I'm still taking the Chargers to win this one after they just won a very close game against the Vikings last week.
Yeah, I mean, if the Raiders offense is dog shit, the Chargers defense is rat poop. I mean, it's even worse. Like I'm trusting their defense to be that bad. Worse than the Raiders offense. Speaking of a bad offense, we have the Patriots taking on the Cowboys as the first game in the 4 o'clock slot. Cowboys, of course, coming off of a historically bad loss to Arizona last week. What do we got here?
Yeah,
nothing.
Like in this game, I think just a little caveat. I think this over under looks low, personally. Yeah, I know these are two defensive-minded teams, but I remember when they played, I believe 2 years ago, this over smashed a lot of freaking points in that game. So 43.5 is a little weird to me. I like the over. That'd be my play on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to take, as an Eagles fan, I can't take the Cowboys, whether it's fucking staring, smacking me in the face. I just can't do it. But, I know the Cowboys are coming off that loss. Everybody's going to be really high on them to bounce back this week. It's Bill Belichick and the Patriots, and the Cowboys are fucking frauds. I'm not saying the Patriots are going to win, but could be a lot closer than people are thinking here. So maybe Pats +7 is a sneaky play. I was erring on the side of the under. I think kind of what you just said, Jack, might have pushed me over the line to go with the over. So I will probably stay away from that. But give me the Pats +7 here.
Yeah, I think we're all split. I like the Cowboys with the points. I also like their team total over. I think they're just going to come out pissed off. And Patriot defense is good, but I like the Cowboys at home here to put up a big number and get back on track.
So then do you like the over as well or no?
I guess I like the Cowboys over at like 30 points, so 30-15 game.
I just think the line looks higher than it should be with two defensive minded teams with offenses that struggled last week. I feel like this total should be at 39 and a half, 40 and a half, and somehow it's at 43 and a half. I just think that looks weird. And additionally, when lines look weird, I like to bet on whatever the weirdness is. So this is inflated a little bit higher than I think it should. So I'm gonna bet the over in case this is an awkward game where a lot of touchdowns get scored.
Fair enough. Zig wins Vegas Zags. I like it.
Yeah, right. We're playing Vegas, right? We're not betting NFL. We're betting Vegas.
Yep, that is a great way to put it.
All right, next up we got the Cardinals traveling to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Cardinals, of course, coming off that win against Dallas last week. 49ers have been a wagon. Christian McCaffrey has scored in 12 straight games. His anytime touchdown line is all the way down at minus 240. NFL record for touchdowns is 15 in a row. So he's right there. But the line, Cardinals plus 14, over under 44 and a half. What are we thinking here, Jack?
So there's not really a ton of value in a minus 240 anytime touchdown, but I can guarantee you it will happen. I definitely think that the 49ers come out early in this game and just hit the Cardinals in the teeth. I was weary of Dallas last week. I'm not going to say by any means that I think they were going to lose to the Cardinals, but I was weary about them. Kind of happy to see them lose. I'm not an Eagles fan or a Giants fan like you guys, but I'm always happy to see America's team lose. My official play for this one, like I said, I think the Niners are going to hit them in the mouth real quick with the run game at home. I want the first half spread minus 7.5. Give me the 49ers first half spread minus 7.5. I'm always weary about four covers. The line for this one is 14, which is a lot in an NFL game. So I just want the first half spread. Give me minus 7.5.
Yeah, I like where you're going with that, Jack. I think this is just an absolute rundown for the Niners. Cardinals are on their high horse. Niners have looked like an absolute wagon this year. I'm confident, and I know you said 14 is a lot for an NFL game, and it is. I think the Niners win this game by 20 plus. I really do. I think the Cardinals kind of just completely fall apart here. I'm not confident in Jonathan Gannon going into San Francisco and trying to slow down the Niners offense. Like I said, I don't know what the number is on it. I don't know what the odds, but like I said, Niners minus 19 and a half. Is it a lot of points? Yes. Do I think it could most likely happen? I do. I think we could see like a 35-10 game here. I don't think that's unrealistic. The Cardinals are coming off that big win. Niners are they know how to take care of business here. I think it's just the defense is going to be too much for Josh Dobbs. He's going to be overwhelmed. He's kind of riding a little bit of a high horse here. I know he posted some kind of TikTok shit this week, kind of talking a little smack on the Cowboys. I don't know if you guys saw that video. I think he kind of gets it handed to him this week. I'm not confident in the Cardinals at all. I think the Niners come out, smack him in the mouth. And like I said, a sneaky play is taking the Niners to win by 20 here. I know it's a lot of fucking points. I think the Niners have looked like just the absolute most dominant team. Cardinals are going to come in, and I don't think they'll be ready for it.
I like it. I have nothing to add. I'm not going to touch this game. Thought about saying Cardinals money line for a second there, but I thought better of it.
Well, what do you guys? I mean, what do you guys think about? Just real quick, I don't want to go on a huge tangent, but give me some comments on 19 and a half there. I mean, do you guys see? Could you guys see a Niners 20-point win?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're one of the most dominant teams in the NFL, if not the most dominant through 3 weeks. Defense is firing on all cylinders. Offense has been churning out points. I know their receivers are banged up. They didn't have Ayuk last week. Debo was the main guy, and he got banged up in that game, in that win. So I know both of them are a little bruised up going into this week. I know I saw earlier today that Ayuk will be playing. There's a chance Debo doesn't. So I think regardless, it doesn't matter. They're going to have the offensive line and the run game absolutely churning out points and yards for this team. Time of is going to be incredibly, skewed. I think the
Yeah.
40 ball way, way longer than the
I
Cardinals.
mean, dude, that's going to be an electric atmosphere. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to move the ball.
Not at all. Not
I
at all.
really don't. So that's
And
why I think 20 point win for the Niners is totally in play here.
Really.
Debo is trending towards out. Elijah Mitchell popped up on the injury report today. He might sit out the game. Don't know who the fuck is the backup running back for the Niners right now, but whatever his rushing yards, slam the over on that. Get some garbage time carries from him.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, next up, we're into the primetime games. We got Sunday Night Football, and the another primetime game where Aaron Rodgers' Achilles injury just completely fucked it. We got the Chiefs at the Jets. Chiefs 9.5 point favorites. Zach Wilson's line sitting at 175 passing yards.
Ew.
Taylor Swift will be in attendance. I mean, Chiefs are gonna win by 10 at least here. You guys got anything else?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs roll here might be a little close in the first half. Might see the Jets defense show up, keep it kind of close. I just think Mahomes and that whole aroma of Mahomes and the Chiefs is too overpowering for a team like the Jets that are kind of running around with their like a chicken with its head cut off. So I think the Chiefs do end up winning by 10 points. I think maybe in the first half. It's a little closer than people might expect. Swift in attendance. Give me Kelsey over the yards and a touchdown. Other than that, Wilson, I don't see doing anything special here. So kind of like I said, give me the Chiefs by 10. Might be a little scary at first. Jets defense might come to play in the first half, but Mahomes is Mahomes. He's got that aroma. Taylor Swift's in the stands. It's a whole fucking thing. Give me the Chiefs by 9. Or by 10? What do you got, Jack?
So I think the Chiefs defense through 3 weeks has been surprisingly very dominant. I think that them and the Jets are two of the best defenses in the AFC, if not in the NFL right now. And I really like the under in this game. 41 and a half. I don't think it could go any, I would take it at 38 and a half. I mean, I love over under. I want the under so much. That's probably one of my smash plays. I know I'm taking an under in a Patrick Mahomes game. I totally get that.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That is crazy, but Jets defense is elite. The Chiefs defense is also elite. I think I'm with you on a Taylor Swift, Travis Kelsey anytime touchdown.
Right,
Just
because they got that whole thing going on.
that's the play that gets people excited. Obviously, he catches a bomb for 8 yards. That's also very exciting. But getting that touchdown, that's where the money's made. They put his
Oh, yeah.
name up on the jumbotron at MetLife. They've got 4 jumbotrons. They'll put them up in all the corners. Taylor
Yep.
Swift. I'm with you on a Travis Kelsey anytime touchdown, and I'm definitely taking the under in this game.
All right. Travis Kelsey finding that blank space in the end zone there.
I
Yeah,
think so.
really.
All
So
right, last
really
game
bad.
before we get to
Monday
this
night,
Monday night game. Let me change my hat real quick.
finally for Brian's rant.
Little beanie action. Can't even see the logo probably. All right, final game of the slate here. I got my Giants beanie on. We got my New York Football Giants hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Brian Dable, it's time to wake up your fucking team. This was a playoff team last year. We're 1-2. I know last week was tough. Should have won week 1. He almost lost to the Cardinals. Like, it's time. I know you paid Daniel Jones, but there's no need for him to be throwing the ball 40 times a game. Run the ball. Fucking get Jalen Hyatt on the field. Jalen Hyatt plays 5 snaps a game and he's their best receiver. It makes no sense. He's averaging 80 yards a catch this year. Figure it out, Dable. You're supposed to be this offensive mastermind coming from Buffalo, and our offense is horrible. Like, what are we doing? Figure it out. You cannot lose to Seattle at home here. You need to get back to 500, and you need to fucking ride that wave, get back in the playoff picture, because right now things are bad. Right now
Brian,
things are fucking bad.
Brian, who the fuck's running the ball? You say run the ball. Who's running the ball?
Matt Breida's got a great sprint speed until he gets hurt after like 5 carries. If Gary Brightwell can run the ball, just run the ball.
You don't believe
Run
it.
the ball with Daniel Jones. Get some designed runs going. Daniel Jones dropping back 5 steps and then trying to chug it downfield when your best deep threat's not on the field is not going to work.
Daniel Jones just isn't good.
Daniel Jones is fine, but there's
Oh
no
my
need to throw the ball 25 times a game in the first half.
All right, all right, all right, all right. I'm bringing you both back down to earth here. This is absolutely a bounce back spot for the Giants. This is a must win game, a comeback game, however you want to put it. They need this one at home on Monday night against Seattle. Seattle's defense is garbage. They almost lost to, and the score might show otherwise, but they almost lost to a very bad Carolina Panthers team led by Andy Dalton. It was a tight game until maybe late in the third quarter. I think I don't really want to bet the Giants. I don't believe in the Giants. I don't believe in their offense without Saquon Barkley at all.
Even with Saquon.
Also, I like Seattle's offense, but on the road in prime time in New York, tough spot. Just give me the over. Just give me the over. That's what I want.
47.5.
That's my only.
Yeah, I think the over is a solid play here. Both defenses are average to bad. Anything special there? As an Eagles fan, I can't fucking bet on the Giants to win. I do agree with you, Jack. Though it is a bounce back spot for them. Seattle's obviously got to come across country. Obviously, it's not a 1 o'clock game, so it doesn't have that. Oh, it's 10 o'clock in California or 10 o'clock in Washington feel to it, but they are coming across country, and it is the bounce back spot. I could see the Giants winning. Definitely not confident in the Giants, though. I even as a biased Eagles fan, I just think they're really fucking bad, man. I really do. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I guess I can dabble on the over. Probably, honestly, not even going to bet this one. Hoping for Seattle to win.
Yeah, I will say the only Giants solid lineman they really have, Andrew Thomas, who's actually very good, but he's still dealing with a hamstring injury. He's out again.
Wow.
Starting left guard, Shane Lemieux had a 3 PFF pass blocking grade. That's out of 100. He got a 3 last week. So O-line's not great.
O-line's not great with fucking Matt Breida fucking running behind them. Oh, yeah. But you're sitting here screaming to run the ball
That's
more.
pass blocking. That's not run blocking.
You're sitting
That's
here
a
screaming,
pass block.
run. You just said run the ball more.
They should. Their lineman's got a 3 pass blocking grade.
How has there ever been a lineman in the history of PFF with a 3 for
I couldn't tell you, but probably not.
Has it even been under like 20?
Not normally, no.
No, you usually don't see anything lower than like 30.
A bad number is like mid-30s. That's where you'll kind of bottom out most of the time.
Oh my god, dude! I mean, that's unbelievable.
Who was pass rushing against them? Who was just destroying this man?
He wasn't really on Bosa. That's where you could kind of point to it.
But maybe Jason, probably Hargrave, Javon Hargrave.
Yeah, Hargrave.
Hargrave, I know,
like
had a pretty
3.
solid.
They give him a pressure every drop back. Just get Jalen Hyatt on the field. That's all I ask.
That's I'm not a Giants fan by any means, but watching their offense, understanding NFL offenses, and draft compensation, why is that man not on the field? As much as I love Darius Slayton, Auburn guy, he's better than Slayton, more explosive than Slayton, and Slayton is traditionally a downfield guy as well. I just don't understand what they're doing. Darren Waller needs to step up as well. That connection between him and Daniel Jones is not there yet, and it needs to be because he needs to be the leader.
I'm not sure it'll ever get there. Waller looks horrible.
Fuck you, dude.
Hey man, you're sitting here saying Commanders money line. You didn't think I was gonna come here with some juice? You're sitting here fucking playing many men, calling for Commanders money line and fucking taking Brian Robinson 3 touchdowns. And you thought I was gonna sit here and fucking roll over and play dead? Should be a fun Monday night. Let's go Hawks.
I hope it's a fun Monday night.
Other than that, you guys got anything else for the fans?
I think that'll do it.
That'll do it. I mean, at least for me, appreciate everybody watching. Really hope you guys enjoy. I know we're kind of just getting rolling here. Things will get better as we roll on. But really, for the people who kind of stick with us from the beginning, Obviously, y'all are going to be our bread and butter. And, from the bottom of my heart, for whoever is a fan, I just got to say thanks.
Yeah, amen to that, Matt. We're just a couple of guys who hopefully can make a career out of this, and we appreciate all the help you guys will give us, all the support you guys will give us. Thanks for tuning in.
This is just the beginning. It's only up from here.
Just the beginning. Salute.
Go
Go Birds.